Well, everybody, here's another little rant. Um, I read another article today where one of the head military personnel in Iraq has been assassinated, and of course, the onus of this assassination will fall on the Israelis. They travel around the Mossad feeling like they can kill anybody in the damn world, anybody they think, and they can blame it on who knows, on the Holocaust, on the Arabs, on terrorism, whatever they want. They always find an excuse, but they always go out and kill. If any other country did it, it'd lead directly to war. This is the most incredible thing. Um, they go around killing scientists, killing. It would be like them coming in the United States and killing the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and and getting away with it. Why? Because they are nothing but terrorists. Everybody, every Arab state knows that they have 200 probably nuclear bombs, and that they just can travel around. So you can't do anything about them. They have control over the air. Why? Because of the U.S. Military support and the fact they build jets themselves, and that their lobby is strong enough to keep our sale of jets to the Arab countries at a minimum, so that they control the air, they control everything in the Middle East. Now, they go in, assassinate scientists, assassinate anybody they damn well please. Now they're assassinating military leaders. Yeah, I guess they figure you keep cutting the heads off the Hydra, sooner or later you're going to cut them all off. But that's not the case. They should have realized this. But how in the world do they expect that Iran, which is a fairly sophisticated society, that 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 they are are going to do anything about this. They don't. They can't. They can't afford to, because they are militarily wise. The Israeli Air Force is superior, and the Iranians know that if any attack from any Arab country on Israel would drag the United States in, and this is what the Israelis are trying to do by killing off these scientists and these leaders in Israel, in Iran itself. They're trying to bait Iran into doing something stupid so that they could justify an all-out attack. This is nothing but subterfuge, and this little nation has caused more hassle and harm and war and hardship in the world than any other limited population nation. No nation of its size has ever caused so much chaos as this nation has. Almost every problem in the Middle East can be directly dumped on the expansionistic policy of the State of Israel. They go in and they rob and steal and valuable homes, property, and water rights on the West Bank and think they're justified in doing so. They plunk down new settlements, and these people destroy, bulldoze homes. They bulldoze orchards, olive orchards that may be 700, 800 years old, owned by the same families for that length of time, and all of a sudden they are blocked from getting to their orchards, or their orchards are totally destroyed. And then the Arabs claim the high ground and can shoot any Palestinian they want without any recourse, without any chance of being prosecuted for it. Yet one Arab throws one stone, and he might spend 10 years in jail. This is the most inequitable place existing in the world today, is the West Bank, unless you consider what they're doing to the people in the Gaza Strip. Now, I got a lot of thumbs down on this one, but this one, you people, I don't care how many fucking thumbs down I get on this, because someone has to start speaking out, and we have to start changing our foreign policy not to allow to be drug into these affairs because of the state of Israel. Now, Israel has a right to exist, and they have a right to exist in peace, but they have not created any peace. There are problems with Lebanon, and I'm going to get all historical crazy nuts cases the Israelis on this, that they literally destroyed any chance of Lebanon being the jewel of the Mediterranean, what it was called for years. This these people have run amok, and they keep justifying it by what the Germans did. Now, now it's there's no denying the Holocaust, and there's no denying that what a you know what a terrible injustice, what a what a just atrocity, what a terrible thing this was in the history of the world. But at the same time, there were 400,000 homosexuals that went to the concentration camps and were killed for no other reason than being homosexual. Now, no mention, I never heard an Israeli mention the fact that there's 400 homosexuals were killed. I never hear him mention the fact that 40 million Russians were killed during the Second World War. More more casualties than all the other Allied casualties combined. The Russians suffered like no one else has suffered. All right, but no mention of the Russians, no mention of anything except the 6 million. Well, the 6 million was a tremendous tragedy, and it was an act by an absolute fucking maniac. But that's no reason to have a nation turn into being the maniac. That these people have a right to their property on the West Bank. You have a right to the 67 borders, and that's the only peace you're ever going to have. But you don't want peace, because what's going to peace going to do to you? It's going to give you some tranquility, and in 4,500 years you have never had any tranquility with your neighbors. So, as W.D. Du Bois used to say, cast ye buckets where you lie. The problem might be with you, Israel, and not with your surrounding neighbors. You know that this goes back all the way to the first Intifada. That this goes back way back. If you want to go back to where Disraeli was blowing up hotels, British hotels, and killing women and children. The state of Israel is based on terrorism, and why did they use terrorism? I'll tell you why. Because the British Army had all the tanks and all the guns and everything else. So the way to get independence for a state of Israel was to make it so detrimental and so hurtful to the British that they gave independence, that they wanted to get the hell out of there. And how'd they do it? By using terroristic tactics. And I mean true down to earth terrorism. This was taking place in the 30s before the Holocaust. They were blowing up hotels and things and killing off innocent women and children with no thought at all to those. Now, the question being, how else can the people in Gaza, the people in Lebanon, and the people in Syria, and the other surrounding nations, how else can they react when you have all the tanks, you have all the patrol boats, you have all the air power? How else can they react but by using terroristic tactics? You have made them into terrorists. And I know I'm going to get thumbs down and thumbs down, but we people that want to give me a thumbs down, have the goddamn balls to write a comment so at least that we can have a discussion on this. It's so cheap and cheesy to give a thumbs down and not give any and not back it up. You want to discuss the issue? I'll discuss the issue with you any time, any place, and bring it on, because for once, I mean, the world has got to change their attitude, and particularly the United States has to change their attitude into supporting Israel no matter what they do, and for everybody to kiss Israel's ass for no other reason than because they want the Jewish vote in Florida, they want the Jewish vote in New York, is absolutely insane. Now, I'm not against Jews. I'm not against Arabs. I'm not against Christians. All of them are a bunch of are fucking nuts to me. Any religion makes no sense at all. and there's probably nobody crazier than the Catholics, you know, but the Muslims and their Shia law, that makes no sense in this modern day and age. But nor does the fact that the Israelis claim that because they have some biblical right that this property, no matter where they determine the biblical boundaries are, should be Israelis. It's all crazy nut shit, and about time the world started looking at it as such.